Hello everyone, and welcome back to Death and Taxes. We are etching ever closer to our final examination. But, let's get back to business. Another day, another bundle of bodies. So we've got 13 days left. Odd scientist blows up along with their work shed while experimenting with microscale steam mechanics. Panic arises as new super tuberculosis escapes lab. Doctors believe elders to be most susceptible. Damn, dude! I tried to save that dude that was like a virologist, but he had really bad air filtration. I think I just caused a pandemic instead of saving it. Unknown mascot stuck dead by lightning in the middle of the day. Stadium officials confused. Painted dead from breathing in too many toxic fumes released by their experimental paint. Suspected fraud dies of a heart attack as police officers come knocking at the door. Prosecutor says arrest was imminent. Tragic death of a sous chef. 2 different types of poison found in the body. Cause of death, hypothermia due to being locked in the freezer. Interesting. Look here, Grim. How about we try out some brand new methods of strengthening the equilibrium? I have great faith in these techniques of a more structural nature. A total of 2 humans have to die. The humans on the opposite ends of the profile bundle must die. Yes, this may be the key. I'm gonna save a rock climber and someone... Right after graduation, Caleb went to work at the Acedia Institution where they've been researching strange experimental pathogens. The goal is to achieve a potential breakthrough in human cell regeneration. It's a pretty dangerous job as it sometimes often involves the use of very sharp instruments. He's only a junior. Let's just do it. This is fine. That's not good. What are morals? Rudolph is the type of university freshman who has just finished reading a couple of introductory philosophy books and now can't stop talking about how they understand how society, morals, and the world works. Well, he can stop forever now. Adira retired just a few years ago after they felt they had saved enough money to live comfortably. Their holiday plans were put on hold due to the recent outbreak of super tuberculosis. You live. Chloe is constantly training to conquer the Rockworm Peak by free climbing the full height of it for charity. Their practice regimen was hindered by having their leg broken in 3 places. An injury they obtained by jumping down in celebration from an indoor climbing wall. Irony!
Grim, my fellow colleague, I have been deliberating a matter. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
Yes, sir?
Should I become a writer? I could write many compelling works of fiction. I am an antique, after all. I have much experience.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Indeed. Why not? I shall continue my contemplation. But for now, it is time for daily feedback. All the files are in order. Excellent work. You are a testament to meticulousness.
Unfortunately, the same is true in real life as well.
Well, off you go now. I must return to my deliberations.
I wish you luck, and good night, sir. Let's get drunk!
Ahoy! A pleasure to see ye again.
Aw, bow tie suit. I don't have enough muns. Oh well. To sleep! And back to work. I love this ghostly dude up here. Spawn mail. Young researcher dead from a yet-to-be-identified pathogen. Doctors left puzzled. Annoying know-it-all dies from their brain becoming far too smart and big for their skull. Thousands of elderly people are afraid to leave home starving, although super tuberculosis outbreak weakening. Just goes to show, social distancing and lockdowns do work, but in this case, you would think our government would subsidize food delivery. What do tax dollars pay for after all? Chloe Miller braves the jagged lines of Rockworm Peak for a Save Small Souls Children's Foundation. Nice. She won. Good for her. Check out these awesome personal jetpacks. What? President Naya Bree visits Cosmopolis City as part of a goodwill tour. Interesting. A fresh idea. I hope you are still well motivated from our performance discussion. We are trying out another new structural method. You will be required to demonstrate utmost precision. The quota for the day: all humans in the bottom row have to die. Keep the chaos away, will you? Dead, dead, dead. A president. And a neurosurgeon. Oh man, alright, let's do it. Poultry farmer. Jerome loves birds. They started an egg farm several decades ago, but when business was not going well, they had to start selling the meat, which is emotionally very hard for Jerome. They hold a little funeral for every bird, which include little speeches and a bit of crying. That is unfortunate, my dude. And now you can join them. Ewald, a child prodigy, has been performing brain surgery since the age of 18. They're well established as a medical professional in academia and in practice. Ewald is addicted to adrenaline and is well known for taking personal risks. And one day they risked it all. Naya is the youngest person to be elected to the office of president in Golstad, a small but wealthy nation. They ran on a platform of constructing enormous sky fortresses, immensely heavily armed flying citadels. Who wouldn't love a couple of those? Now, the required dead are dead. Doesn't say anything about these other ones that they have to live. Jocks. Long distance biking. Yep, that's pretty much it. I need to ask HR to put me into a different department. Writing these things is driving me insane. If anybody is reading this, please sign my petition at the water cooler next to desk 5. Maybe he'll find something else to do. Legendary guitarist. Chase absolutely loves shredding guitar solos. The more technical, the better. Their fingers pick and slide over guitar strings so fast, most cameras can't even catch up. They are an idol to any ambitious young guitarist to be, and they will be for a lot longer. Blaze works as the Prime Minister's personal helicopter pilot. They love flying so much, they fly around all day. The fly around all day? Typo! They fly around all day. Even when their employer doesn't need to go anywhere, all the money for fuel is taken from taxpayer funds. That's not cool, Blaze, but you get to live for some reason. What is history anyway? A collection of stories made up by those who have access to power. And even then, it's full of mistakes and errors. That is why Emmanuel has grown ever more interested in teaching alternate theories to their students. See how that goes.
Deathspawn, I have been ruminating on the humans. They vex me.
Indeed.
Why do they exist? Their presence still seems unnecessary. Would it all not be simpler without them?
Maybe, but it's not our call to make.
Perhaps. We do still hold some control over the levers.
Honestly, it's all way over my head. Couldn't humans achieve immortality somehow?
To put us right out of business? And you out of existence? Would you really trade yourself for them? What a time it would be for us all. A peaceful time. Ah, never mind my ramblings. I acknowledge your patience. And loyalty.
Actually, I do have thoughts on loyalty. No, I'll go with thank you.
Well, I appreciated the discourse. Good night.
Wait, I didn't get my daily review.
Oh, right. Slipped my mind. Well, if it is that important to you, it seems you marked the proper amount of profiles. Well done and all that. Now depart. I have things to contemplate.
If you have been alive for ages, why are you contemplating things now? Well, good luck, boss. And good night.
Ye drive a hard bargain, matey, but Mortimer does love a good scuffle. Oh, don't tell your captain about this. 'Tis one of theirs. Stole a great deal of time ago, though. Like 'tis between 2 months at least. I remember it was like yesterday. Barely made it out of the wardrobe alive. Have ye seen how far it goes? Many skeletons are in there. Almost became one of them. But you can't trap old Mortimer that easy.
Well then. I gotta go for the punk one. Damn, I think I gotta go back to the corpse paint. And back to work. Oh, I have a bad feeling about today. Cosmopolis citizen dies in a fatal crash after a tragic jetpack malfunction. Research for experimental surgical cure for epilepsy halted due to a grant withdrawal. Lack of historical accuracy on the rise as misinformation spreads. Damn, I wanted to kill that motherfucker. Yo, my history buffs, you gotta check out this new theory on the lost city of Aramathrala. President's breed dies in a helicopter crash. Flying Citadel plans shelved. The military-industrial complex is tackling progressive issues by having their very first ever female CEO. Good for them. Tidings, Grim. Life should not be too predictable, do you not agree? We could use a little bit more of alteration and alternation every so often, and I have developed just the thing for it. Quota, every other profile has to die. Okay. Every other. So this one lives. Lorenthal Singh. Lorenthal is a full-time cashier, and they've embraced the grind with a will of steel. Their beacon in darkness is space exploration. Lorenthal supports every action taken towards space, and they even take cosmology and astronomy classes in the community college with the hope of one day contributing to the cause. Good for you, and I also agree. We need to leave this rock ASAP. Ellie is not a virtuoso. They're also not exactly that what people would call particularly talented. However, they work hard and practice a lot. Their band has started doing alright, and Ellie has been able to quit their service sector job and become a full-time keyboardist. The band has a fast-growing fan base. Ellie Godfrey, you didn't get much time in your life. I'm sorry. Lissa loves to engage in gossip. They have a binder full of information about the people living in the house they work at, and a separate binder for all the people who visit. Most of the information is sensitive and used to blackmail the wealthy, and they do it all for the children. Oh man, I really want to kill you, you fucking cunt. Okay, this one dies. Angus, policy consultant. There's nothing like the smell of a freshly mined coal in the morning. At least that's what Angus believes. They consult politicians on all energy-related policies, always advocating for more drilling, more mining, more cutting. Clean energies for losers, apparently. Well, there's only one loser here. Nasir loves to be physically attractive, and being a CrossFitter suits their lifestyle perfectly. Although the sport gets a bad rap, Nasir is determined to set a great example how CrossFit can be performed safely. You live! Theophania is the latest heir of the Ionair family. The family started off providing security almost 100 years ago with their initial Monitor C consulting firm. Over time, they've acquired a number of factories and grew into the arms-providing conglomerate now known as Sundowner Security Services. And then she died. Raphael always had a problem with authority, which is why they got fired from their previous police job for insubordination. They prefer to work alone anyway. They started an investigation firm hoping to catch dangerous criminals, but mostly get hired to follow cheating spouses and take indiscriminating photos. And apparently he gets to live. Raven is enjoying a moderately successful career as a deadlifter. They have a brother, Ronald, and a child, Mira. In their spare time, they like to go hiking and camping. Mira is constantly inspired by Raven's determination and wishes to continue in their footsteps. Unfortunately, however, she will not be doing so.
Hey there. What you up to, killer?
I'm not a killer.
Sure you are. The suffering. How many lives have you taken? Do you even count? Starting to look a bit grim, ain't it? I guess that's already in the name. Grim Reaper.
It's not my place to rattle that. That's so my name.
Nothing. Believe it's for a good cause, as always.
It is.
It's not as if life and death are directly in your control.
Well, death is.
No wonder fate picked you for the crafting pot.
What a shit bitch.
Grim, welcome. Remember when I told you of my idea to become an author? I think I have reached a conclusion.
I'm all ears, metaphorically speaking.
Appreciated. Now, you might find this shocking. Truly, I have decided to set myself upon the path of grand artistry. I shall compose a novel most illustrious, one that will explain everything.
Cool, can I read it?
Certainly, once it is finished. You will be the recipient of the first copy of the first printing.
Lovely.
Anyway, we have some official business to take care of, yes? The tedium of profiles. Nothing amiss here, as far as I can see. Your adherence to the rules is admirable. Now I bid thee goodbye. The inaugural words of the greatest novel of all time will be engraved tonight.
Goodbye? You'll see me tomorrow, right?
Batten down the hatches. 'Tis a storm of sails. Shiver me timbers. 'Tis a tale most sordid. I dare not even recall the details, but since ye wish to hear it, I shall tell it forthwith. There I was, scouting some rickety office building downtown, and I saw this in an elevator. Went in, tore it out, and made a run for it. The device has immense power. Ye turn the knob, and infinite pleasant noises come from it. Some might even call it music.
Okay. Well, back to sleep. Oh, sweet. On my desk. Yep. And back to work. Okay. Time to reorganize this desk, I think. That like a mouse pad, and my phone can essentially be there, and interesting. Okay. What do we got? Local CrossFitter inspires hundreds to join gyms across the country after doing 100 by 100 kilogram hip thrusts topless for charity. A new celestial body located named Lorenthal after its discoverer. Single mother lost in a fatal car crash. That sucks. Private Eye accidentally catches an illegal arms deal in the act while trailing an adulterous spouse. Well, that's the good news. Local wildlife reportedly happy with the morning for some reason. Alright. Cosmopolis suburbs announce record levels of clean air, recovering from decades of coal exploitation. How do offshore bank accounts actually work, and how do the extremely wealthy avoid paying taxes? Very interesting, and a good question to ask. Sundowner taking a massive hit in the stock exchange today. A CEO accidentally shot during a drone's misfire. Grand piano falls on a young musician as they were walking down the street. AI breakthrough imminent, promises founder of Transglobal Inc. That's a worry. What do we got? Grim, I will keep it short. I'm suspecting a systematic bias in our balancing methodology. Quota for the day. The last 3 humans coming from the facts have to die. I am counting on the accuracy of your judgment. Make it count. Well, you 3 are on top, so that means you die, right? So let's go through you. Moretta is a beautiful face and a charismatic demeanor everybody sees when they enter the headquarters of Beauty Cream Limited. When not acting as an administrative greeter for the company, they illegally sell the company's untested prototypes in the black market. Or at least they did before she fucking died. Albert is an incredible human being, as in, never in all history has there been anybody who has destroyed so many humane and social systems with such nihilism and greed. They will stop at nothing in their quest to squeeze out any short-term profit. Well, Albert's getting the final squeeze himself. Get wrecked, you shitcon. Nicholas was sent to Cosmopolis City from a rival country to learn national secrets, and nobody suspects them because they're a well-integrated sleeper agent. The success of their mission could prove catastrophic. They built a family for cover, although Nicholas has become increasingly attached to them. Or at least, you know, he was until he died. The city feels old and tired. They've lived a good enough life, as they see it, and would like to get it on with already, to see whatever lies beyond the veil, so to speak. Or doesn't. They don't really care either way, as long as death finally gets around to them. What does this say? The last 3 humans have to die, and I get to make some judgment of my own. Well, Lassetti, you want to die? There you go. Roy's job is to recommend which over-the-counter medicines people should take. After getting some extra money from several herbal supplement producers, they now exclusively suggest that real drugs contain chemical elements and natural supplements are best. Didn't even have to think for that one. David Garber is the founder of Global Inc., a company that produces high-tech gadgets and like smartwatches and digital home assistants. For the past 5 years, David has been the foremost proponent of algorithms and artificial intelligence research. Damn. Garnett loves photography, hiking, painting, and visual journaling. They are diagnosed as bipolar and have managed to figure out a way to deal with it. As such, they are mostly happy. Garnett often volunteers at the local art gallery. Looks like someone gets to live today.
Grim, why are you here? Oh, right. The daily... always in positions when I have important research to perform. Let us get on with it. I see more profiles than required. Bad job, I guess.
What?
Yes, that should suffice, I imagine.
Hey, can I ask you more questions, maybe?
Questions, Grim. Fine. I have trouble finding inspiration anyway. Perhaps your questions will assist me. Make sure they are deep and meaningful.
What do you think dying is like?
No idea. Our immortality precludes us from such knowledge. Yet, I imagine it would be a pleasant release.
But what if death is extremely bad and unpleasant?
In that case, at least one only dies once. But more likely, death is just nothingness.
True.
And nothing, being nothing, has no inherent positive or negative effects.
Except for other people who care about us.
Any other questions?
Is there an afterlife, do you think?
Not in the sense that humans consider it, no.
No endless suffering in the grasp of cosmic horrors.
Hardly. Any other questions?
Do you think mortals have some drive towards death?
Because they seem to find themselves in life-threatening situations all the time?
They do often seem willing to throw their lives away for stupid reasons.
Life is unpredictable and lacks an innate meaning. I imagine it is up to them to make their lives meaningful.
Indeed, I agree.
Even if it sometimes ends up being fatal.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Can language even deal with the concept of death?
Unlikely.
That doesn't stop art and literature from trying.
One must make do with what they have. Art does seem an attempt of immortalization, as humans feel the ever-present breath of death. A hybrid of entertainment, meaning-making, and the preservation of a facet of identity, carved into matter that might outlast the being itself. At least until all matter ceases to be.
When's that going to happen?
Any day now. Any other questions?
Actually, I've got nothing.
Grand. Goodbye, Grim. The muse beckons.
Indeed. Well, good luck and good night. Damn, I killed too many people. There it goes. Local man dead from poisoning. Intelligence agencies suspect espionage activity. Transglobal Inc. founder and CEO found dead at home. Cause of death? Drug overdose. Investigators find plans for massive surveillance system at the home of dead tech wizard. Infamous CEO sails their enormous yacht directly into a beach, found impaled on a tree. Beauty cream worker found shot in an alleyway. Police suspect a sale gone wrong. Is art still art, even if it makes you feel awful? Let's dive into the modern art scene. Welcome to the end of the road, Lassetti Gowan. Be at peace. I think we did the world a service. The assignment. I sensed an eldritch waft of air pass through my office earlier, perhaps the essences of those many doomed to death by your actions, Grim. We could not determine the correct amount of humans to mark today, so we will leave it up to you. Any humans who seem suspicious have to die. Do choose better than yesterday, yes? Keep your eyes open. Fate. Probably should have gotten Grim to play this game, but oh well. Maybe he can do his own playthrough. Alright, let's bust out the pen. Why do we have to kill ya? Tharley teaches such sex education in many different schools, helping adolescents navigate the twists and turns of physical and emotional evolution. They're a fan of ice skating, pottery, and very technical metal music. Well, you get to live, because these are all good things. You're in the live pile. You're a goodie. Dane, podcaster, comedian, sad person. Dane is basically a default human with few or none Dane is basically a default human with few to none bells or whistles attached. They sigh a lot and are often grumpy, or just sit in the corner silently. They may be their secret way of coming up with jokes. They're the originator of a comedy podcast about bad films. I don't see anything in here that means you should die, dude. You're sad, and that means that you are unfulfilled. And living may help you find something that makes you feel unfulfilled. You live, buddy. You live. The only Dane I know is a friend of mine. Anna. Anna has worked as a judge for 20 years and loves their job very much. Not so much because of the bringing of justice, but because of the political power the position brings. And Anna likes having power and influence over a bit too much. And die, bitch. Get in your hole. Get in your hole. You're a corrupt person. For several years now, Neffy's gone from one temp job to another. Just one more temp job and you're qualified for the real thing. The university career consultant told them. But that was 3 temp jobs ago, and I don't see why you need to die because of this. I like your hair. Aishwarya has been working at the local refugee community, helping them get settled and figure out the particulars of the bureaucracy of Cosmopolis City. In their free time, they enjoy lengthy swims. They also plan to write a series of novels about labyrinthian nature of bureaucracy. You get to live too. Only one person has to die, and it's the cunt. Alright, we're done for the day. Oh, an empty room. As you enter, you notice that Fate's office is empty aside from Lady Portington snoozing on the table. Hey, kitty cat, you are so cute. The old-fashioned phone suddenly rings with an ear-piercing metallic clutter. A familiar voice calls from the static.
Haha, Grim, jolly good. As you may have noticed, I am absent. I decided for a short vacation.
Fair enough.
It is a weekend, after all, and the free time will be essential for research. For the novel, yes?
Fine by me, I just need the daily review.
But what of the conduct overview, you may be thinking?
Well, yes, that's what I just asked about.
To be honest, I cannot be bothered at the moment. I am certain you have done well enough.
Thanks.
Now, I must go submerge myself. Toodles, Grim.
Yes. Toodles, boss. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna call it an episode there. If you guys like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell to stay up to date with episodes, and until the next episode of Death and Taxes, you've been watching Dude Go Back. Thanks for watching, everyone.